Okay, well it says we're live, which is weird because a minute ago I had everything ready, then YouTube on this computer decided streaming isn't available right now for some reason. Oh well, anyway. So, this is No Death Skyrim, Legendary difficulty. This is for a rainy day, sort of, windy day where it's a little difficult to do videos, especially if it's been like a week, rainy week, where it's just not feasible for me to do, go out into the woods and point my camera at something and talk about it for you guys. So, I figure, given that's the way the channel goes, those types of days you want to go inside and just, sit with a nice video game and just chill out. And so I figured that's sort of the same thing. You want to just relax and have a nice play of the video games. Except, in this case, what I'll be doing is talking about, I'm going to have it set to the highest difficulty, so survival's not going to be easy, and I'm not allowed to die. So I'm going to have to describe to everyone why I'm making the choices that I am, and also just, it's more engaging than just, let's play Skyrim on the lowest difficulty and talk about stuff. It's less fun. The rules for this playthrough are in the description, and without any further ado, I think I'll start a new game. Mods are enabled, but not any... Mods are restricted. I'm not allowed to use anything that alters the game significantly. No insta-kill, that's important. Couldn't, play if I walk into a bandit hive and they chop my head off within 3 seconds while I have a full health bar. We've all seen this, yes? Relevant to this first playthrough, if I get really unlucky and die, I'll start another one and start over. But on like the second playthrough and subsequent playthroughs, nah.
You. Finally
Death,
awake.
permanent.
You were trying
Switch to
cross
another
the
game.
border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us, and that thief over there.
Damn you Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, I could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, thief.
Shut up back there.
What's wrong with him, huh?
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Ulfric? The Jarl Windhelm?
What I find
You're
interesting
the leader of the rebellion.
is that
But if they've captured
they obviously
you,
didn't change what these two were
where are they
wearing. They're
taking
still
us?
in their,
I don't
armor.
know where we're going.
So question
But
is,
Sovngarde awaits.
were
No, this
him and
can't be
I, were
happening.
we
This
in
isn't
rags? Or did they put us in rags?
Hey,
I mean, there's snow all
what
over the
village
place.
are you from, horse thief?
What do
And
you
hard to
care?
survive out the snow.
A
in
Nord's
rags.
last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
I agree. Let's get this over with.
Sure. Mara, Debella, Kinnarev, Akatosh, Divines, please help me.
Look at him. General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Dalmor are with him. Damn elves. I bet they had something to do with this. This is Helgen. I used to be sweet on a girl from here. Wonder if Elod is still making that mead with juniper berries.
I'm now realizing how long this intro is.
Funny. When I was a boy, imperial walls and towers used to make me feel so sick.
This definitely ain't making the highlight reel, that's for sure.
Who are they, Daddy? Where are they going?
To go inside.
Hey, Reese.
Why? I want to watch the soldiers.
Inside the house. Now.
Whoa.
Yes, Papa.
Get these prisoners out of the carts. Move it!
Why are we stopping?
Why do you think? End of the line. Let's go. Shouldn't keep the gods waiting for us.
No, wait! We're not rebels!
Face your death with some courage, thief.
You've got to tell them! We weren't with you! This is a mistake!
Step towards the block when we call your name. One at a time.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
Also, if you noticed
Ralof
before,
of Riverwood.
he has the, Ulfric has a gag on his mouth
Valkyr of Rorikstead.
because
No,
he can
I'm
shout.
not a rebel! You can't do this!
It's probably the most interesting thing that's happened
You're
to
not
this
gonna
stream
kill
so far.
me!
Archers! Anyone
And it's
else
a
feel
really
like
long
running?
intro.
Wait. You there. Step forward.
Hi, Terror.
Who are you?
Also, it's for two reasons. One, you can't change how you look. You can't change any of that, so it's not realistic to run around here changing everything. You know, your face, your chin, making it all weird sorts of proportions, and horrifying the townspeople of Helgen as you shapeshift. That's just not realistic, so I'm just going to go with Nord. It's also the hardest, and thematically it makes the most sense. Resist Cold is okay, but it's pretty bad. Like, Argonians would be better, Dark Elves would be better, Khajiit would be better. I think, like, if you actually look at a tier list, Nords, vanilla Nords are just the worst class to pick, worst race to pick. There are no classes in this game. Yeah, worst race to pick. So, you know what? Let's just have fun with it. For good luck, Survivor. Let's hope that's not tragic irony.
You picked a bad time to come home to Skyrim, kinsman. Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. At least you'll die here, in your homeland.
Everyone's staring at me. It makes me
Follow
uncomfortable.
the captain, prisoner.
Like, even that guy over there. Come on. Look somewhere else. Yeah, Nord Lives Matter, Terror.
Ulfric Stormcloak.
Tell that to
Some
the
here in
Imperials.
Helgen Call you a hero.
Specifically
But a
the one
hero
with the
doesn't
axe.
use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne. You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to put you down and restore the peace.
What was that?
It's nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the 8
9.
divines upon
For the
you.
love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over.
Learn our... As you wish.
Come on!
That, yeah, Reese, that would make for a great survival playthrough. The dragon just comes and, dragon doesn't come and you just die. Wonderful. You just get your head chopped off.
And you say the same.
Playthrough over.
You Imperial bastards!
Also, yeah, relevant, I can swear, because the NPCs can.
As fearless in death as he was in life.
I try not to do it for educational videos because it's not necessary, but if she's gonna say bastard, I can say bastard.
Here it is again. Did you hear that?
It's freeing.
I said next prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
Didn't even move him out of the way. Come on, am I just supposed to, like, you know... Looking right at him, that's a power move.
Sentries, what do you see?
It's in the clouds!
Dragon!
Honestly, I don't even care if the stream is monetized. It's mostly just something to have fun. Also, yeah.
Jarl, look. What is that thing? Could the legends be true?
Legends don't.
My question is, how come they're all not... All the binds on their hands are gone immediately,
We need to move now.
and mine aren't?
Up through the
Come on,
tower.
guys.
Let's go.
I'm just supposed to run with my hands behind my back.
Just need to move.
Might be a little close to stand, but eh. Ow! Yep, just to show you guys. On legendary difficulty. Man, that hurt. Fire is painful. This just in.
Now.
Yep.
You're doing great. Torol.
Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way.
You were the one who tried to get me killed.
Gunnar, take care of the boy. I have to find General.
Run! I heard you. Nah, I'm sneaking. You can't see me. Run, 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 run. That fire hurt. It really scared me, actually. I was not expecting it to do that much damage. You can die to this dragon. You can. Also, I followed Rayloff. I might go Stormcloak this time, but I'm not entirely sure.
We'll meet again in
But
Sodom.
mostly because the Imperial Captain had...
Looks like we're the only ones who made it. That thing was a dragon. No
You
doubt.
think, you
Just
know...
like the children's stories and the legends. The harbingers of the end times.
Either that or you had too much to drink.
We better get moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off. There you go. You may as well take Gunnar's gear.
And yep, that's demonetized.
There you go. May as well take Gunnar's gear. Armor on. He won't give that axe a few swings. I'm going to see if I can.
Man's
find
talking
some
out
way
both
up.
sides of his mouth
Ah, this one's locked.
at the same
Let's see about
time.
that gate.
Bethesda game.
Damn. No way to open this from our side. It's the Imperials. Take cover.
Get this gate open.
Hey Rayloff, tank. Take them. This just in, Imperials are blind. That did a lot of not damage. Stop. Ah! Rayloff! Stab them! Why are they attacking me? They're not supposed to attack me. There we go. That was legit. Die. Die.
Enough!
This is taking way longer than I expected. In fact, I'm going to switch to the Imperial Sword.
Die, dog!
It's early. That'd be lame.
Enough!
Give you one of the...
Alright. Now, for some decent armor. I'll save
Imperials
it.
had the key. Did you find it? That's it. Come on, let's get out of here before the dragon brings...
Alright. I need all the food. All the food.
Damn, that
Not
dragon
allowed to
doesn't
really
look
wait.
easy.
Grab everything important and let's move. Dragon's burning everything to the ground.
I just need to gather some more potions.
Imperial dogs! You won't leave Helgen alive!
Now Rayloff all of a sudden does a bunch of damage for no reason. Hey, I don't... You got anything important? No. The, not really bullet sponging, but the massive amounts of health are a bit... It's a bit much. But...
We'll need them.
Yeah, it's pretty unrealistic to soak up that many hits. But what can you do? Also, I'm grabbing everything I can sell because gold is important, especially important now. Specifically, my plan is to try to get a companion follower as soon as possible, specifically Janassa, and that requires how much gold? 500 gold? Yeah.
Done?
Because
Let's get moving.
without someone to potentially keep people busy and dish out damage, I'm gonna have some rough times.
It's a torture room. Hear that?
Alright.
I'll smite you!
Also, friendly fire is a thing.
That's all you've got!
Oh well. Must have run off.
Bethesda game, everybody.
No, I haven't
Must
seen
have run off.
The dragon showed up.
Wait a second. Looks like there's something in... cage. Wait a second. Looks like there's something in this cage. See?
I'm gonna pick all these locks and let them go.
You can get it open with some picks.
Fight some more people.
Get gold once we get out.
I don't want to level lockpick. I have to
Grab anything
maintain...
useful and let's
Oh,
go.
I haven't talked about that yet. I have to make sure I don't get too many levels on non-combat skills. Even strict combat skills. Like, if I were to just power level block, I'd be facing Draugr Death Lords and just dying immediately. I have to focus on stuff like smithing, stuff like one-handed skill, archery, heavy armor, even stuff like alchemy I'm gonna wait on. Alright guys, keep moving. You're not the one who I care about not dying here. I mean, it'd be nice if you didn't die, but still.
Orders are to wait until General Tullius arrives.
I'm not waiting to be killed by a dragon. We need to fall back.
Come on.
Just give the General some time.
Also, with this armor, I might be able to sneak through, realistically. Does this guy have a bow? Yes, he does. Alright. So label that 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh, come on, that was...
Bested me. You've already won. No. Victory is yours. I submit.
That was...
Where'd you go?
interesting.
There you are.
Longbow velocity is so low. You gotta get used to it. Also, at this point, I'm saving my level up in case I need a bunch of health really quickly. Because once I get out, I probably will use it.
See if the way is clear.
But right now, I want to make sure that I have like a get out of jail free card.
Let's see where this goes.
Because even that might not be enough. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about, you know, mindset or anything like that, it's a little, you know, I sort of got to start to talk about it. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, hopefully I'll get through this pretty quickly. Then we can still have more time. Oh, also, Felicia, you might want to... I'll try to snipe at a distance, but you might want to look away.
That doesn't go anywhere.
Anyone else who's arachnophobic as well. Them in melee, I'm gonna poke them with arrows. Specifically, I really don't want to get in close with these guys because of the poison.
I hate stab things. Too many eyes, you know?
The frostbite venom's actually really important.
This way.
You know, I did a couple I did one test run, and I've noticed you tend to think a lot more like, okay, I need to get blank. I need to use this poison. I'm gonna wait for you to go over here and do the event where you say, here's a bow and more arrows.
I'd rather not tangle with her right now. Let's try to sneak by. Just take it nice and slow. And watch where you step.
Lame. Give me the bow.
Or if feeling lucky,
Actually,
you can
I take
this
that back.
bow.
Hold on.
Take her by surprise.
Where'd the bow go?
Go ahead. I'll follow you
Oh well,
and watch
guess
your back.
Bethesda made it clip through the floor and chose for me. But the... Wait. I almost forgot. Yes. You should grab because you can level smithing with them by using only firewood, which you can get at any city for free. So that is a small amount of damage. Rayloff. Oh, thank goodness. He just walked past it like... Luckily the bear targeted him.
That looks like the way out. I knew we'd make it.
Also, in real life, caves are usually not that roomy.
Wait.
Like, there's no caves in Skyrim where you actually have to, like, get on your belly and crawl through a space, but that's pretty common in real life caves. They all have a lot of ceiling
Looks like
space,
he's gone for good this time.
which is a bit
No way
unrealistic.
to know if anyone else made it out alive. But this place is going to be swarming with Imperials soon enough. We better clear out of here. My sister, Gerder, runs the mill in Riverwood, just up
Alright,
the road.
next thing. Always level up health. Stamina and magicka can suck it. You know, health, then I'll say, you know what, I think I can put some in stamina or magicka. But other than that, no. Health is getting every single level up, because the way armor works in this game is even if you have like a lot of armor, like the max armor is only like 80 or 85% protection.
Good luck.
So
Wouldn't have made it
if you
without your help today.
keep talking over me, I'm talking over him. But oh, also that is just a creation club thing that I can't seem to disable. I'm not using it. And as I was saying, the armor cap makes it so that even if you have like the best armor but only 100 health or only 200 health, you're still gonna get beaten up because your health is your armor. Basically, you can have, there's no limit on the amount of health you can have, but there is a limit on the amount of damage you can mitigate with your armor. So you better mitigate, you know, you better have a lot of health to mitigate damage from. Otherwise, you dead. Well, see, yes, fall damage will kill me, so I gotta be careful about that. And also, early on, the enemies I'll be trying to fight are things like wolves. Maybe one bandit. Just one. Not two. One. Uno. I will not be trying to fight multiple enemies at once. Although, I might have to with these wolves. I want to not level sneak too much, but I'll have to come down here while I'm fighting these. Rayloff. The early game's the hardest. Once I get to probably the third stream, I should be okay.
I'm glad that you decided to come with me. We're almost to Riverwood.
I still have the propensity to make, later on, but right here is where I'm most at danger. In fact, I'm at so much danger, I might not even follow roads, because random encounters happen a lot more on roads, and during my test run, I got attacked by a Dark Brotherhood assassin, a thief, a pack of wolves, and I think there was one other thing. Actually, it was multiple packs of wolves, but,
Looks like nobody here
other
knows
stuff
what
too.
happened yet. Come on. Gerd is
Be able to
probably
get the
working
500
on
gold
the
for
number.
Janessa.
Or maybe
It was as big as the mountain and black as night. It flew right
Not
over
just
the
yet,
barrel.
though. I need to keep forging. Gerder,
Brother, Mara's mercy, it's good to see you. But is it safe for you to be here? We
Gerder,
heard that Ulfric had been captured.
Gerder, I'm fine. At least now I am.
Are you hurt? What's happened? And who's this? One of your comrades?
In
Not the
Imperial
combat
armor,
yet.
yeah.
Friend, I owe him my life. Is there somewhere we can talk?
That's a natural thing to assume. Is this one of your comrades wearing the other faction's armor?
Helgen? Has something happened? You're right. Follow me. Pod, come here a minute. I need your help with something.
What is it, woman? Sven drunk on the job again?
Pod, just come here.
Raylo, what are you doing here? Ha, I'll be right down.
I will try to keep the story intact and not skip over dialogue. Because, you can't do that in real life. As nice as it would be.
Rayla, can I see your axe? How many Imperials have you killed? Do you really know Ulfric's Stormcloak?
Hush, Frodnar. This is no time for your games. Go and watch the South Road. Come find us if you see any Imperial soldiers coming.
Aw, Mama. I want to stay and talk with Uncle Rayla.
Look at you, almost a grown man. Won't be long before you'll be joining the fight yourself.
That's right. Don't worry, Uncle Rayla. I won't let those soldiers sneak up on you.
Now, Raylo, what's going on? You two look pretty well done in. I can't remember when I last slept. Where to start? Well, the news you heard about Ulfric was true. The Imperials ambushed us outside Darkwater Crossing. Like they knew exactly where we'd be. That was 2 days ago now. We stopped in Helgen this morning, and I thought it was all over. Had us lined up to the headsman's block and ready to start chopping.
The cowards.
They wouldn't dare give Ulfric a fair trial. Treason for fighting for your own people. All of Skyrim would have seen the truth then. But then, out of nowhere, a dragon attacked.
You don't mean a real, live...
I can
Nah, just a
hardly
big
believe
lizard.
it myself. And I was there. As strange as it sounds, we'd be dead if not for that dragon. In the confusion, we managed to slip away. Are we really the first to make it to Riverwood?
It's a dog.
Nobody else has come up the South Road today, as far as I know.
Good. Maybe we can lay up for a while.
There is no pet the
I
dog
hate to
option.
put your family in danger.
0 out of 10.
But
Nonsense. You and your friend are welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Let me worry about the Imperials. Any friend of Raylov's is a friend of mine. Here's the key to the house. Stay as long as you like. If there is anything else you need, just let me know.
Also, I'm just gonna be taking supplies, food, maybe some mead. It is a Nord after all. You know, supplies, food, nothing like, you know, do I need a silver ring? Realistically, you wouldn't have that offered to you, and you wouldn't take it. So, that's enough for
There
now.
is something you could do for me. For all of us here. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
Thanks, sister. I knew we could count on you.
I ought to get back to work before I miss.
Talk to the Jarl of Whiterun. That's a quest I'm going to be postponing pretty severely. Dragons are bad for your health. Also, yeah, as I was saying, you know, the aesthetics of all this, you know, the countryside and the story are really, you know, what you play for. So I don't want to really...
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear
I
it.
just came in here to sell some stuff. I had to go through that again. I am not ready to go up to Bleak Falls Barrow. That is a great way to get yourself killed. First things first, I'm actually going to head over to Whiterun, just on the road here a little bit. Try to get some equipment. Mostly just to smith my longbow for that 1 extra damage, which you think would make, you know, no difference, but considering how much you have to hit them in this on legendary difficulty, it means a lot. 20 strikes is 20 extra damage. Okay, stop that. Also, how did I forget about this? That was bad. I totally didn't just forget I had restoration. I totally couldn't have used that a bunch of times before. When you stream, you're juggling so many things. You forget something that's actually quite important. Hope that's the only thing I forgot. Yeah, I do want to not stick to the roads. And not an entirely, you know, just random encounter sort of in-game thing. Roads were, and I guess still are in some places, a common place to get robbed. That's where the whole word highwayman comes from. So, yeah, traveling on a road in many cases is much less safe than just, you know, taking a hike, even if you have to, in this case, jump down some pretty big slopes. Also, in the interest of survival, I'm not getting involved with whatever's going on there. I don't know if I'll hardly ever be comfortable taking on a giant. At a distance, yeah, but like going in and fighting one with, you know, sword and board, I'd have to be pretty high level for that.
By Izmir, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north, by the Loria's farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. Like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Level up. Smithing. One-handed can wait. I want to see first if the smith, Adrian, has there's axe for sale.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only. Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
There's actually something to be said about not taking the speech tech option there, because speech is an entirely non-combat skill. So padding...
We'll pay whatever it takes, but
But-
we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Alright, what time is it? 6 p.m.
Have you met my father? He's a
Need any help
Yes,
around the
actually.
forge?
How about you smith me an iron dagger? Here's everything you need to make
Give me
one.
smith.
Go ahead. Not too shabby. Apprentice level work, but solid. I help my father. Not bad, but it's a little dull. How about you
Personal
sharpen it up?
space,
Just need a
jeez.
bit of metal and the grindstone over there. I'll take my leave then. You think all this look... You want to keep helping? How about you make some armor? Let's start by tanning some leather on the rack.
I do still skip through a bunch of stuff, especially force a habit. Who doesn't?
Need some? Ah, good. A lot of weapons and armor need leather for straps fitting. That kind of thing. Let's see if you can make a hide helmet. Here's the rest of what you need.
Normally I actually wouldn't do this, but I'm pulling out all stops just to figure out, like, alright, will this give me smithing experience? Yes. Alright, let's do it.
Need
Will this give
something?
me this experience?
I should hire you to be my assistant at this rate. Let's improve the fit. Take this leather to the workbench over there.
I got those to sell.
Have you met my father? He's a steward up at Dragon's Reach. Out. You have talent. Keep working at your craft and you'll be a fine smith one day. Why don't you keep that dagger and helmet? Maybe you will remember me when you're making Skyforged steel, huh? The finest weapons and armor.
You can have it. 90 gold. That is not enough. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What do you have? Does have a pickaxe, but not a wood cutting axe. That's fine.
All right then.
Make some more smithing experience. Also, for those of you who don't know, just in-game, leather's heavy, leather strips are not. So if you have any excess leather, just turn it into strips. Plus, leather strips are used for more things. Also, let's be honest here. Realistically, what would be the first thing you do when you get to a major city after apparently not sleeping for 2 days? You're gonna want a bed. In fact, I'm actually gonna be using...
Hulda's the one to talk to.
Take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over. If it's work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fires? Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Yeah.
I'll show you to your room, right this way.
The beds in room, they increase experience. Good 12 hours. Probably need more after an ordeal like that, but you know, just skip the night. Alright, now that I got the pickaxe,
let me know if there's anything else you need.
I'm gonna go check and make
If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna check and make sure.
Perhaps you've heard of me.
I gotta figure out.
One of those horrors.
That's a lot of people.
And what of my son? What of Thorold?
I gotta remember not to talk about things and move through a doorway, because then everyone's just, you know, the coolest kid in town. Everyone's gotta throw their voice lines at my face. Anyway, as I was saying, I thought he was gonna do it then and there. I was like, alright. Let's see, I'm gonna sort of walk around Whiterun looking for iron and corundum nodes. There are a couple. And also, for the most part, I want to stay out of combat, especially with things like bandits, until I have Janassa and until I have, you know, some decent armor. Because this is not decent armor. My goal is to maybe get some steel armor and then call it a day for the stream. Not much more than that. Because then I'll have most of everything sorted. I'll be in a good position to maybe do some more interesting stuff, like actually do hero stuff, because you know, you start Skyrim, most playthroughs, and you're immediately thinking like, you know, it's a game, it's an RPG, you're playing the hero, and I gotta actually stay close to the walls. That's typically where the iron is and other stuff. But you know, you play these games and you're playing the hero, which is great. That's what these games are for. But on this difficulty, you don't start playing the hero until you are well into the game. This isn't like those Mafia commercials where, or you know, ads on YouTube where it's like you go from level 1 piece of trash to level 99 boss. No, you go from level 1 very, very scared boy to level 2 very, very scared boy. Up until like level 20, you're still a very, very frightened lad. That's a nice view. See, you just gotta appreciate the little things. Like this! Roaring river, nice deer. Rising sun over some mountains. Lots of mountains. Anyway. That was really nice. Maybe I'll take a still from that and put it as the... Actually, yeah, that's perfect for the stream thumbnail. That's perfect for a stream thumbnail, especially this one. Serendipity. A lot of that happens in this game. Run into a lot of random encounters that give you... Very good. Normally I wouldn't grab hide bracers, but hey, 10 gold's 10 gold. Yeah, a lot of random encounters that might give you, you know, maybe this one guy has a potion that's actually quite nice, or what happened? Oh, I ran into a guy that had a banded iron when I was like this level with this gear. Which, I mean, it helps. It's not gonna make or break the It helps. But the main reason I wanted to do something like this was it's just a chill way to talk about, you know, survival. Because half of survival is just the mindset of surviving. Because the, you know, the attitude of like, oh, I can just run into Embershard Mine with minimal equipment and just expect that I'm going to survive and just, you know, 3v1 bandits all day and night with no good equipment, with no provisions. That's just unrealistic. It's completely fabricated. Later you might be able to do that, and with backup you might be able to do that, but you have to assess situations with a degree of realism. You can't just be like, I'm the hero, so I get to, you know, just run in with absolutely no consideration for what I'll be facing. Which is why I know what I'm capable of. Fighting wolves, I can do. I actually want him to hit me a little bit. Come on. Yeah, that's why. Because heavy armor is really important. Restoration less so, but I do want to get it to the point where it's less mana and cure more, because I want to save potions and food as a last resort. Like if the health dips too quickly or below you know, below either 50% or 30%, depending on how much my health is, then I should, you know, open inventory and use some potions or food. But just generally, I want to use spells because I'm not using my magicka for anything else, and it's basically free. Also, yeah, this is happening, but money.
I've had enough of you.
Also, yeah, I definitely could have looted all the bodies at Helgen for money, but let's be real here. Plenty of bodies in this game to go around. Not exactly uncommon. It'll certainly sell well. But I don't think it actually has much. I think Imperial Sword is the same as a Steel Sword, and I prefer swords to axes. And what exactly am I in combat with? That's annoying. Well, just gotta deal with it. I had this happen in another playthrough. In combat with me no matter what I did. I think these are probably wolves. Might be bandits, but I think they're wolves. Oh, they're bandits. Oh, that's why it was chasing. I am a little bit sort of, could you call that out of position, or?
Enough!
You were the one who was constantly in combat with me. I mean, I don't want to like stab you in the back as you're running away. That's kind of rude, but I can't mind.
Disgrace to your own kind.
No! Run away! All I had to see was Bandit Chief.
You think you can take me?
No, I don't. I really don't. I really don't think that. Can you just come over to here to these guards who can stab you?
Let's see what you've got.
Wait for the next stream for that. You see, he has a banded iron shield. Perfect. Alright, Whiterun guards.
You're a disgrace to your own kind.
Well, that's not nice. Get him.
I've been wounded worse by that. Not the best you can do.
I have to be careful about friendly fire.
Mount your head on my wall. It's nothing.
I have to be careful of friendly fire. Like, really careful. And of course, that guy over there. Swap that. Now the question: stop aggroing to the point where I can just mind my own business and mine. So I'll leave him alone. But if he's gonna sit there and just aggro me continuously and say, "No, you're in combat, can't mine stuff." Actually, you know, as I was saying that, I realized something. I can just do. Solved my own problem by just running my mouth. That rarely happens. Usually that's the cause. Also, in case you didn't know you could do this in Skyrim, you can use the pickaxe like a weapon and mine that way. They could have added more variants in this tree. They're obviously just cut and pasted. Bit nitpicky, but you know, so much time out in nature that stuff like that really sticks out like a sore thumb. I grab the butterfly wings and stuff like blue mountain flowers, because you never know when you're gonna run out of health potions. Those look like hunters, not bandits. Looks like yeah, out of the aggro. I actually don't know how much steel it takes to make a full set of steel armor and steel shield. I'll probably keep the Imperial sword until I can find a steel sword. I mean, you're gonna run into a bandit that has a steel sword eventually. Probably not even going to take all that long. I mean, on a normal playthrough, you know, I probably have through Halted Stream Mine and gotten the transmute spell, and then wouldn't even make steel armor, and if I did, I'd probably just buy the steel. That's not how this runs. No. I might be able to handle Halted Stream Mine sooner rather than later, but it'll take time. Have to be realistic about what you're capable of doing, what you're capable of handling. Because if you're not, you are quite realistically going to die.
All right.
Are you kidding me?
I will gut you like a fish.
The question is, am I able to run? I'm able to run.
Don't you walk away from me.
Nah, I'm not walking, I'm running. Rob someone right next to a guard post. Actually, let's see what kind of fight you put up. Pretty good one nonetheless. Yep. How? Kindly stop that. Ow! Oh, speaking of which, now's a great time to get a level up.
No more.
Yeah, I can manage that. I'll just eat an apple or something. Some cabbages. Okay, all in a day's work. See what I mean? So many random encounters. When you're not allowed to fast travel like I am, you run into a lot of thieves and assassins. Specifically, you run into all of them. You'll see like every single random encounter within the first 3 hours of the game. Just all of them. Because I think it's balanced around assuming that you're just going to fast travel between places. And, you know, with that assumption, you're maybe only going to see these random encounters once every 2 hours, maybe? Like when you're going to be running along a road. But nope. Now I run into them a lot. We are a bit out of the danger zone now, though. Unless I run into the Dark Brotherhood Initiate, who doesn't ask me whether I want to die or not. They just attack you. But that's just follower now. I'm close, about halfway there, and I have a lot of, you know, armor and weapons on me that I can sell. No wood cutting axe though, so I can't. It's not a good idea to sell the longbow because I still need the smithing experience. The chains are not as textured as the rest of everything, and it shows. Gold, quicksilver, silver, steel, iron ingots. I'll make that 3. Also, I have a...
Let me know if you see anything you like.
I have an AI mod that just apparently improves things.
Welcome
it is
to War Maidens.
really hard to find
Not only the name warrior, we got plenty of... Take a look.
Yeah, I can't afford that. Ooh, I'm so close. Oh wait, I have all this to sell. I like that number.
Good doing business with you.
And I still have some wine and Alto wine to sell, so I won't be broke after this. You see, she was right there. Janessa was right there earlier this morning. Maybe she's in the Drunken Huntsman. They're all moving around now. Very realistically and annoyingly difficult to find.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
I found her! And she's gone.
If you wish to hunt with me, your feet need to be quick and your eyes quicker.
Blade and shadow, silence and death. These are my arts. For a modest fee, I'll make great art for you. You have chosen wisely. Lead on, and I shall follow.
That is an investment into my continued existence.
Those green apples you sold me the other day.
Actually, let me see if Bellathor has
Aren't they? I always said so.
a
Take a good
wood
look
cutting
around.
axe.
I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Everything's for sale, my friend. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Woodcutting axe? No, sadly not. I want to save these two. It only weighs 2 pounds to have a set of robes on you. You're in a safe spot, but you need magicka, and you need to heal yourself. Like, if you have a little bit of time, it is actually advantageous sometimes to just pop on the hood and robes, heal yourself. So, I should have at least one, but also I can disenchant them. Get the enchantment. You gotta have some meat on you. Not gonna sell that one. But stuff like cabbages, too heavy. Yeah, that's just bug fixes, by the way. I'll sell Book of the Dragonborn, and I probably won't be using... Yeah, I'm not going to be using sparks. So, forget that. I'm more concerned about the gold at the moment.
Do come back.
Oh, I will. Now here's the question. What do I make? I can make... Who even uses this? Those shoulder guards are so cool. Like, why would you... Just lame. Like, why is that even an option? Also, as much as I like the Nordic gauntlets and the Nordic boots, the Nordic quote-unquote helmet, the steel-horned one, I mean, like, that's just... I hate to break it to everyone, but horned helmets weren't really a thing. Something that, handlebars to snap your neck is typically a bad design choice on a helmet. So, a steel helmet like that's much more realistic. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see where this is lacking. So, compare 23, 13, 13, 32. Okay, so 40, 23, okay, no helmet. Let's not build that yet. I mean, that helmet is ugly, so I will probably change it once I have enough steel. But I'm mostly concerned with making some steel armor right now. And how much is that gonna do? That's well worth it. And equip that. Nice armor rating.
Got some good pieces. The finest weapons.
I just gotta find more steel. More corundum nodes. More iron nodes. Where? Up there.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
In fact, I don't think I'll be able to handle Ember Shard, the full length of it. but I can probably handle some bandits in other areas and outside of instances. You know, I won't have to run over like a wuss to a guard post and have them deal most of the damage. Hopefully I won't have to do that again, although that is a possibility. Sometimes Janassa doesn't pick up the slack she needs to. Or they aggro me. It just works. It just works. I love how it's just slowly rising toward the heavens. Be free, Giants Club. Be free. Janassa pulls her weight a lot. Now I'm a little more comfortable dealing with threats from all angles. Because if you'll notice, prior to this, I was basically relying on static companions. I was relying on someone else being nearby that could help me fight what I was fighting. Whether it was guards, whether it was Rayloff. Which, I mean, yeah, is a little bit... You know, you might look at that and say, well, can't you handle them yourself? No. No, I cannot. And, you know, swallowing your pride and recognizing that... I mean, like, I know how probably bad and wussy that looks on stream. But you gotta swallow your pride and say, if I don't do that, stream's over. I'm gonna have a bad case of sore through my throat and dead. But yeah, you gotta, if you were to do the same thing, and if you were to, you know, if this was real, if this was, you know, you truly had to be the Dragonborn of Legend, and you had legendary settings, apparently your sword does no damage, but the enemies will punch you and you die. If that was the case, you better swallow that pride. Realize what you can and can't handle. Like this wolf, yeah, I can manage. I can handle wolves, specifically a wolf. And honestly, game-wise, when to block and when to not. I could have blocked there, but then I would be leveling block and not heavy armor. So if I messed up my block in a more important fight, I would have a very much harder time surviving. Also, Janassa is nowhere to be found, so I'm gonna wait a little bit on her. I'm not actually up here to fight the bandits so much. I don't have a hunting bow and longbow draw. And what's the... I think for Skyrim, the weight of the bow correlates draw the bow and the velocity of the arrow. Oh, hello, Janassa. So, longbows are crap, not just because they do bad damage, but also because the arrows fly really really slow. To the point where you might as well, you're going to have to aim really high, and you're going to have to, you know, have a book handy so you can read something while the arrow's traveling. Also, you'll notice I'm not attacking any deer. That's because they run too fast, and no reason for me to shoot them when it's only going to do a sliver of damage. I'm going to be wasting arrows. I'm not going to be getting anything for it. And also, I don't know about you, but even in video games, I do not like, just like... It's one thing to hunt, but it's another thing to just randomly hurt animals without any... Oh, hello. See? That's... Over here. Taking your sweet, sweet time. Okay. You know what? I think I should be able to handle this. Janassa. Ow. That was very rude.
No more. I yield. I yield.
I yield. I yield. Yeah. Nice yield. Imperial bow. That's pretty good. I'm gonna grab the helmet, the boots, and the key. And not worth that much, but the helmet was, and the Imperial bow's better. Yeah, Imperial bow's really good actually. Now, even better than a hunting bow. That's nice actually. As far as the helmet is concerned, I'm looking for what's worth a lot and weighs a little. In fact, I'll grab the dagger. Might have to end this stream without having a full set of steel armor. That's alright. I'll try to get it, but I haven't been running into many Karun. Was that you digging, or was that a frostbite spider spit noise? Tell. Also a bit unrealistic, but I do have to pay attention to it. Different holds, like Falkreath and Riften, they actually have worse random encounter enemies. Like Riften has a lot of bears, and Falkreath has a lot of Spriggans. So those will just flat out kill me this early in the playthrough, so I have to be careful about that. Oh, that's nice. There's another nice screenshot for you. I think there's an iron deposit on this. Oh no, even better, it's a Crundum. Bit unrealistic. Fish typically don't let you catch them by hand. But actually, I feel like that is kind of self-explanatory. I think that's like, I mean, I don't know. Get the feeling that's something most humans, that might be programmed in, if you know what I'm saying, that you can't just catch. That's pretty basic, like, survival instinct. You might need, like, a spear or something. So I had no reason to say that, but, it's neither here nor there. Let's see here. How much corundum and how much iron do I have? Not enough yet, unfortunately. In a bit, I'll stop by Riverwood again. Mostly just to spend a night in the inn. Maybe sell some stuff. I want to get back to Whiterun and craft some more steel armor. I really wish there were more carriages, because then I could... Like, if there's a carriage in Riverwood that I could take to Whiterun. Because that would save me a lot of walking. But Wolf. Question is, why did... when I was killing its buddy. Because 2 wolves at once is a lot harder to fight than 2 wolves one at a time. Great, what now?
Oh, thank goodness. I've been wandering alone for so long, I thought I'd never see another soul again. I was kidnapped by these bandits weeks ago. They locked me up in the towers near Mistwatch. I managed to pick the lock and slip out while the guards slept, but now I'm completely lost. Can you help me, please? Oh, thank you. But I should be fine now that you've shown me the way. But those bandits have to be stopped. They're at Mistwatch. Here, let me show you on your map. If you can stop them, you'll be a true hero.
I will stop them at a date to be determined. Where is Mistwatch anyway? Where'd you walk? So you ran all the way from there to here, and you didn't buy. Yep, seems reasonable. You know, I might be able to buy some steel. That's, you know, typically... I've noticed in Skyrim you tend... And your gold... You gotta drop that. Your gold ain't that precious. Use it or lose it, basically. In this case, lose it means the whole playthrough.
This is a local favorite and one of the
Orgnar.
first songs I ever learned.
Orgnar, are you
Ragnar the
listening?
Red.
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new bat. You're that visitor, Ben Poke. Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
It's this one, right?
Did you hear me?
Yes. I am also trying to get accurate amounts of sleep, given the nature of this stream.
I guess you don't have potatoes in yours after all.
Did I see?
They're all gonna talk to me.
Riverwood's agreeable enough, I suppose, for a Nord village.
Okay, now I can speak. Okay, so I am trying to get, you know, reasonable amounts of sleep, given that this is sort of a survival stream, talking about, you know, generally how you would go about things, surviving. But having it set as a hard and fast rule that I have to survival mode playthrough, like in for Skyrim on Creation Club, but Creation Club. Yeah, the problem with having to eat, drink, and sleep is that it's so that it's not like you can just, you know, you have to find a bed to sleep. You know, you can't just build yourself a shelter to sleep in or have a bedroll to sleep in, like is legitimate and would be used. But also, yeah, you know, historically they would have had a bedroll to sleep in. But no, you can't do that. So that's why I didn't want to have that as a hard and fast rule. Because it's just not feasible with the tools that they've been given. It doesn't work. You know, for a number of reasons. Like, if you're gonna have a survival game where you have to eat, a wild animal like a deer should give you no less than a week's worth of food. Not just, you know, a snack. A deer, animals, they will sustain you for a long time. So it is, you know, frustrating that, you know, the tuning's basically off. I've ran it off on that a little while. Have any hard and fast rules like gotta eat, gotta drink, gotta sleep, because the tuning's just off. It doesn't really work. It's too obnoxious. It is actually really hard to have a survival game where you can't change your surroundings like placing a bedroll, and even, you know, moving stuff to make a shelter. If you can't change the world around you significantly, you can't have a survival game. Even in Fallout 4, it didn't really work because you had to be in an area, like you couldn't just place down the sleeping bag wherever you wanted, which is how that works. That's the point of a sleeping bag. You have it with you, and you can sleep in it. I said I was going to stop renting, and then I rented again. Now let's see. Going to make gauntlets. Needed more leather. Also unrealistic, kicking an artisan craftsman off of her own crafting work in her own, you know, smithy. Bit unrealistic there. So I got the gauntlets, boots, and helmet for good measure. Oh, I should do a shield too. How much does that cost? It's doable, but I need more iron.
Got some good people. The finest weapons and armor.
It's like magnitudes cheaper.
Don't forget to check inside the shop.
There we go. Now I'm looking like a proper adventurer, not like
I
some...
don't claim blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Realistically, that armor would get you in a lot of fights. Imperial armor? You walk into Windhelm with that. See if you don't get spat on. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna... I'll spend that money if it'll save my life.
Don't get too far ahead.
I literally walked 5 steps in one direction. Oh yeah, I need to turn the iron ore into ingots. I'll just do the one, in case I run into a corundum vein.
Have you met my father? The finest weapons and armor. All right then.
Should've waited. It's still more bang for the buck, even though each of these only give me 3. Although, yeah, I'll do the... Really doesn't matter which, really. Let's move some things around, though, because I haven't... Early game, you do have to seriously, you know, switch things around. I'm feeling more confident in this armor. I'm feeling like a Nordic ruin, I'd be a dead man. But if I run into a roving gang of bandits, I should be okay. Do somewhat want to find some more steel.
Brigands I can handle. But this talk of dragons, world gone mad, I say.
I don't know if I can handle brigands. Yeah, I need to find either something to sell to buy some steel ingots, or something, you know, well, not something. I need to find a corundum vein. Question is, where? I know there's one in a halted stream, but I'd rather not die. There's a bandit chief in there too. And I know there's one... No, there's not one there. There's one near, I think, where Ember Shard lets out. Let's try that one. I've got the steel armor, but it's not really upgraded to the spec I want, and I don't have a steel sword. So I think actually maybe... I think we can try our luck with the whole of Ember Shard. It's a lot of iron. There's a woodcutter's axe there too. Unfortunately, you know, I am playing with a significant amount of no. I am going to... I would rather jump in the river, to be honest, than deal with the Thalmor right now. Although that's really a rock and a hard place. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, unfortunately, I am dealing with more information than I'd otherwise have in this playthrough. You know, you wouldn't know what loot Ember Shard has. You'd be going into everything, you wouldn't know what word walls, everything. But it's not like I can delete that from my brain. So I guess it's gotta stay. And it'd be foolish. I don't think it's even possible to, because even subconsciously you're just going to prioritize location and what you know, going to give you the best chance of progression without dying. You know, I'm making a lot of threat assessments based on knowledge that I have that I wouldn't have, if that makes any sense. Like, if you had never fought a giant before, and you had an iron sword, and your mama and papa didn't tell you, don't kill giants, because they will send you into space, you might make the mistake of engaging one when you're not ready. And in that case, you typically don't get second chances. Like I don't. More wolves. Oh, this is a iron ore vein, not corundum. Well, that makes things more difficult. I suppose, though, I can get my steel sword here. Almost certainly. One of the bandits here will have a steel sword. Oh, it's 2 iron veins, not just 1. The early levels of sneak are hard. You really do have to just be really far away so that they don't see you. But once then it becomes the point where you can just sneak around people and they can't see you. Also, it's completely unrealistic that this person would not have engaged in combat by this. Or 2 people, one's pointing an arrow, a bow and arrow at him. Yeah, you'd be pretty stupid not to engage there. Try your luck, or actually run back and get back up. I'm still strapped for cash. Also, I have major paranoia about stuff like this. But for this one, I don't think I think I'm just gonna walk over here. Okay. Again, you'll notice I am going to be doing alchemy, just not now. And I don't want to weigh myself down with ingredients too much.
Are you worried someone will wander in here? The entrance isn't exactly hidden, you know. This again? I told you, we have someone standing guard out there. That's it? That's all you've got?
Ow. Yeah, steel sword. Actually, what I think I'm going to level first, put a point in stealth. I could probably do more with one-handed, but my one-handed's good enough. It's my highest level skill. I'm not too concerned with my damage.
I thought about becoming a bandit. I decided I preferred clean clothes and fresh meat.
At this point in time, it's like a natural decision to make. Oh, I'll just put my skill points in my damage output skill. That's not a bad idea. It's a natural idea, but I don't think it's the... I mean, you know, the quicker you kill things, the less damage you take, but I think combat accessory skills, if the damage is sufficient. Specifically, I also want to get maybe point in archery. I actually don't want to put any more points in heavy armor, just the one, because those kind of get wasted, as I said. The way Skyrim works, the exceed to health a little bit once you've actually reached the cap. And once you reach the cap, there's really no point to getting any more, so...
I thought we had a guard posted.
We did.
Your eyes peeled. Don't think you're alone. What was that?
Over here!
This is actually pretty good. It's a nice choke point. Oh, she has an iron sword and an iron dagger. She can have... armor, mace, all very...
We're one of the same kind.
I'm gonna give her a steel sword as well.
Wish.
That's better.
Lead on then.
I want to get a point in 3. Yeah, I want to get a point in archery, a point in one-handed also. But you know what? I'm describing this without opening it up. So I want to have, you know, a couple points in sneak. I put this one in, and then I'll put another one in right here, because then I want to get backstab and deadly aim and all that sort of stuff. This is all good stuff. You know, archery, straight damage. Obviously, I'm putting them in those. These apparently are garbage because they don't account. You know, smithing doesn't affect them, so nothing in those. But you know, put some stuff in armsman, fighting stance, all that sort of stuff. Block, quickly reflexes, deflect arrows, power bash, you know, full points in block. Only one in heavy armor before going to Fists of Steel and Tower of Strength and all that. That's just, you know, it's just wasting perk points on something that's just going to get outclassed by smithing anyway. Speaking of smithing, I'm not doing anything on this side because it's the armor. I'm not concerned with elven armor, even if steel plate is really nice. Not focused on enchanting right now, but the other thing I want to talk about is restoration. I am going to put one in here and one in there. So basically that's my putting my skills.
Now ain't this a surprise?
So, I mean, you could run in there and sneak. I mean, that works. But what's better is to run in there really quickly, get as much damage as you can. Whoa! Well, happy day. Jackpot! That, I said, maybe like, oh, it's been a while, maybe like an hour before this. You know, sometimes you just randomly get really good loot, either from a random encounter or, you know, a check. It happened. Iron Boots of Hauling. I have Iron Boots of Hauling. That doesn't mean I have the carry weight space to carry a bunch of sacks of flour. That was a mistake. Huh? Don't be a Lydia.
I do not envy those creatures that make a home in such a cold, dark place as this.
I'm still not over that. Iron Boots of Hauling. I'm gonna wait to disenchant those. One, enchanting is a wouldn't call it a non-combat skill, but it's with combat, but it's not directly helping with combat. So probably gonna have a lot of issues dealing with, you know, I'm too high level for my combat skills because I spent a bunch of time enchanting stuff. That's just not something you want to do. So I'll save it. I mean, the plus 30 points, that's a permanent strength potion if I need it. So that's going to stay in my inventory for a while. I won't be able to make anything better for quite some time. Do your worst is half health. Do my worst, that's pretty close. 2 foot in front of my face, miss. Also, none of his buddies came to help him. Real friends right there. Oh, now he helps. See, that's what the point and sneak did. Now they can't see me. Now they're completely and utterly blind.
Time to end this little game.
I sure hope not. I was planning on milking a couple more streams out of this game. Steel battle axe is probably, it's heavy, but it's worth quite a lot. So, and I have Janessa. I could always tell her to cart some things around. Smithing experience. Hitboxes on these things, am I right? Yeah, I might tell Janassa to carry around some.
As we walk these stone passages, we delve into the very bones of the earth.
Carry some like wine or something. I'm actually not concerned with stuff like potatoes or carrots, because they sell for 1 and heal for 1. So, not exactly, you know, something I'm concerned about. However, and cabbages especially, cabbages are exceptionally heavy for what they are. But stuff like green apples heal more and are worth more. Tomatoes are worth more. So that's mostly, you know, what I'm looking for. Cabbages, saxiflower, those are really going to cut into my ability to... I mean, I'm carting around a steel battle axe to sell. And I need to. I need the money. So, carting around 32 sacks of flour is really going to put a damper on my ability to do that, and thus hamper my ability to have enough money to maybe buy 1 more steel ingot so that I don't get murdered. Plus, my expenses are going to go up. Plan on doing the... I have the Hearthfire DLC, so I'm planning on doing the Lakeview Manor, which only costs 5,000 up front and more with sawn logs later, so... Gotta squeeze out as much gold as I can. What's especially important is that I'm not leveling up stamina, so I'm not getting any more carry weight. So I gotta be happy with what I've got. I'm probably not doing... I think the... How do I put this? The skills that I've picked for the first 10 or so skills, I think are pretty optimal. The order I'm picking them in probably isn't. Like, I probably should have picked up the extra, you know, the half cost of restoration. Because I ran out of magicka a bunch of times before. Try and heal myself. Probably should have picked that up earlier than, say, sneak. Though the sneak was convenient. I'm already level 6. It's moving too fast. I'm scared. Because all it takes is to be like level 12. Janasa's lagging behind. She stubbed her toe on a rock and she's not walking as fast. And all of a sudden you come up to like a bandit thug. And suddenly you're in a bit of a pickle.
So if that is what you wish.
See if you can't carry. Could always just put on the iron boots. I'm not actually using these ingots and ores right now, so carry those, please.
Lead on then.
She managed to trigger 4 bone chimes in the time it took me to walk to the exit. Skyrim followers. Standing indoors, as long as they're not getting me killed, I don't care. They can run to the same pet. It's okay. I think there's a bandit camp up here. You know what? Let me sell my... Actually, what's my smithing level? Speaking of console, I'm not allowed to use that just to fix bugs. I mean, obviously, that's literal cheating. For those of you who didn't see the beginning of the stream, rules are...
Ain't every day we get visitors and rip. Looking to protect yourself?
She's staring at
deal
me,
some damage?
bobbing her head. That made me uncomfortable. And what I could also do.
Good day.
I am gonna need more. So now here's the question. Do I stay with this and just try to improve it? Or do I grind to 30 smithing and get dwarven gear? Which normally would be a difficulty, but I know just where to get it without having to deal with any Falmer or dwarven automatons. That is the question, because I am going to need steel for that. answer is not immediately obvious. It's a choice. Have to choose whether this is good enough, and I can just maybe craft a bunch of iron. To 30 smithing. You know what? I think it is. That's the plan. Because of course the counterpoint is always, it's not good enough, you're gonna die, you need to think about the present. But I think it's an attainable goal to make some iron arrows, make some rings. Get all the way up to 30 smithing, make some dwarven armor and weapons. That we can do. That'll work. Knock on wood, though, I could always just like run into a random encounter right this second and be dead. Actually, that's a nice random encounter. Do I have the... I don't have any haunting brew mead. Darn. Yeah, well. It's done now because it's not like I'm gonna have another playthrough after this if I do die. I don't think that random encounter runs more than once. Might, but I shouldn't have sold both of them. Because I think it gives you something really nice if you give him a haunting brew mead. The drunken revelers.
No idea. You clean out that muck?
Yes, Father, I did. And I watered her and I got fresh feed and refitted the old saddle. Just like you asked.
Just walking. Does take quite a while to walk from Riverwood to Whiterun. But hey, could be worse. Could always be worse. Still alive, aren't I?
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy.
Yes.
More inside.
If that is what you wish.
Give her any... Oh. Silver.
Let's go.
Is this your forge? Is this the forge you pay for? Is this the forge you upkeep and, you know, this yours? Nah, it's... Kindly move over so I can use it. I'll save it for a good... something like a gold tool.
Have you met my father?
Okay.
He's a steward up at Dragon's Reach.
Let's see how much 15 iron arrow crafts. Actually, it has to be a multiple of 6 iron arrows. Which is actually really good. Unrealistic that they weigh nothing, but it's really bad if you run out of arrows in the middle of something important, considering how many arrows each NPC takes to kill. Which is, all in all, way too many, but you're kidding me, this was for... This just in. Woodcutter's Axe was for free in Whiterun. Oh, I also have a longbow, another longbow to smith. So, maybe I'll do the 18, smith 15, do the longbow, and sell some firewood to the innkeeper. You actually, as long as you sell some firewood to the innkeeper, she treats you as a friend and occasionally will give you gifts that far the cost of entry. Like, I gave you firewood.
And why shouldn't I? Just because I'm a Grey Mane doesn't mean I can't earn my own.
Like, you give this woman firewood, right?
I'm sorry I asked.
Which she pays you the full cost of it on the label, as if you had like all the speech perks. So she pays you for it. But now she's suddenly your friend and willing to give you something like an enchanted helmet or something. She's been tapping into the mead. It's the only explanation. Or you sold it, hooked her up with some sleeping tree sap. I am surprised I'm not over encumbered. Firewood. 15 iron arrows. 1, 5, 6. That's still not enough, but I don't know where I was going with that. I could always make more. I doubt. I don't think that number's right. Right there, it said 63. No, more like 423. So now the question is, what am I going to make to bridge that gap of 4 smithing? That question is not one I have an answer to.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat. If it's work you need, how about shop? Honest gold for honest work. Need anything else? Just let me know.
Yeah, now suddenly...
A fine day to you, friend. May you die with a sword in your hands.
I gave her 2 firewood. I didn't even give her 2 firewood. I sold her 2 firewood. And she's like, yep, we're best buds now. Now that's some peak fantasy right there. If you sell someone something, they will become your friend for all eternity.
Have you met my father? The finest weapons and armor.
I can see how many... I don't really have any pelts to work with. You know, I can make leather braces and use that. But I don't really have that many pelts to work with. Could smith a bunch of iron daggers, I suppose. But their value is so low. Like, watch, I'll smith one. Barely gets it. Tiniest little improvement.
You think all looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Here's an iron dagger. Have fun with it. I could just make more. I suppose I could do that.
Until next time.
How much money do I have?
Look,
I'm
you need to
being
protect
really
yourself
indecisive, I
or
realize
deal
that.
some damage.
You know what? I'm gonna buy some steel.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly just to improve stuff. Because I've, you know, it just didn't pan out. I need more of a, you know, I didn't reach smithing in time. Yeah, I didn't reach 30. Unless I can, like, make a bunch of arrows. At that point, I mean, it's feasible, but it's just going to be more grunt work. Getting into a new, you know, fully loaded suit of armor. Armor rating 112. And the sword and the bow get upgraded. I think that's a good place to end. Guess we'll go in the next stream. Yeah, it seems more feasible. You have to be, you know, just a good good lesson there. You can't just go for what you want. You have to, you know, realize that it didn't pan out. I needed to sort of solidify what I had first. And then I can, you know, I'll eventually get Dwarven armor. In fact, I'll get it pretty soon. I'm at level, you know, 27 in smithing. It's only 3 more levels. So I'm sure I'll make, you know, I'll kill some more wolves, get some more leather, and make some leather bracers or something like that, and I'll get up to the mark. But other than that, doesn't make that much sense to rush it. Getting twisted my words around the outro, because of course I am. But yeah, it doesn't make that much sense to rush Dwarven armor when, you know, stream's already gone for over 2 hours. If the next stream is anything like this, I'll have plenty of time. Or I'll die. That's also a possibility. At any rate, hope you've all enjoyed. Hope you guys tune in for the next stream. And for all my other more educational content. And if you guys ever have any questions about survival or, you know, nature, I guess Skyrim maybe. Although I'm certainly less qualified than other people to talk about that on YouTube. But I digress. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Hope you guys all enjoyed, maybe even learned something. See ya.